Good evening, YouTube. Good evening. How are we all doing? Apologies, I'm a few minutes late. I had to have a quick toilet break. I sat down to do this stream, and I decided I needed the toilet. So apologies for my few minutes lateness. But as you can see, and I'm sure you all probably know by now, because it's been literally everywhere today, that the game this evening is off. We were due to play Man City up at the Etihad, and due to this coronavirus, it has been postponed or called off or whatever. The upshot is we're not playing tonight, and it all stems from some of the players coming into contact with the Olympiacos owner, I think it is it the Olympiacos owner? And I'm going to give my reaction. I don't quite understand why it's been no, let me get that right. I understand why it's been cancelled as a precautionary measure, because obviously they don't want to spread it. But I don't know why it's been cancelled and why this game has been cancelled, because we played West Ham at the weekend, and surely if the players had any signs of the virus, then that game would have been called off too. Plus, this game tonight is the 13th night since the Olympiacos game, and my understanding is that the players that come into contact with the Olympiacos boss, Olympiacos owner, was on the 27th of February, and now they say you have to isolate yourself for 14 days. Well, practically the 14 days is up, so I don't understand why this has happened now. And if it's a case of the fact that the 14 days starts from the last night, from when they postponed the game, surely that means we're not going to play against Brighton on Saturday, and that game's still going ahead. So I'm not entirely so sure. I'm just a little bit I'm a little bit confused as to why this has happened now and why this has happened today. Not to mention, why are you going to leave it till 1 o'clock in the morning to go, oh, by the way, we're not playing? Why not give a bit more notice, especially to the travelling fans? I had a ticket tonight. I was meant to be going up there tonight for the game, but circumstances stopped me from going. But I'm kind of glad I didn't now, because I would have travelled all the way up there, and the game would have been called off. And I know some fans have travelled up there. I know some fans got up the night before, especially for these away fixtures. So they got up the night before, spend the night in the city that we're playing in, go out and have a good night out, or do whatever they decide to do, and then go to the game the following day. So listen, I hope that the Premier League is going to reimburse some of these fans, or Arsenal are going to reimburse some of these fans. Do I think that will happen? No, probably not, because as we've established on more than one occasion, that the Premier League doesn't care about the fans. It just cares about making them money. And, well, we all know that Arsenal don't care about the fans. Listen, we've been stung by the club so many times over the years, with various things. So it's a bit confusing. It's a bit. I don't get it. Whilst I understand that this virus and everything is serious, I just think that the timing, the ban of this game, why is it this game that's called off and not any of the others? And also Olympiacos are playing Wolves tomorrow as well. So are they going to get? Is that game going to go ahead? Because if that game goes ahead, albeit behind closed doors, all the Olympiacos players and the manager and that would have come into contact with the owner, and then which means Wolves are going to then have to go into isolation. So it has a knock-on effect on other games and other fixtures. The way I see it, the Premier League have got a problem because, listen, they're trying to squeeze all these fixtures in at the moment now, aren't they? We've got the FA Cup. We're due to play Southampton as well when we're meant to play Sheffield in the FA Cup. We're due to play Southampton on the very same weekend. Now, is that going to get postponed? We've got games piling up left, right, and centre. Or are they just going to pull the plug on the Premier League and play the games behind closed doors, which again has its own problems, because if teams are mixing with teams where the virus is there, it's causing problems. And also, if they suspend the Premier League or cancel the rest of the season, what happens with I'm assuming that Liverpool are still going to win the title because the season's not finished, is it? You know, the season won't be finished. And who gets relegated? Who gets relegated and who gets into them top four spots? There's a lot of unanswered questions. You know, are they gonna, if they cancel the Premier League for the rest of the season, are they going to give it to whoever's in those spots at the time? I suppose that would be the most logical option, wouldn't it? That whoever's there at the moment, so when they cancel, if they cancel the Premier League, whoever's in the positions as it stands, will they be the ones that get the spots? Because that won't be right either, because obviously there's a lot of unanswered questions. You know, there is a lot of unanswered questions, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? I guess we'll find out what's happening. Currently 4 people watching, so please stick a like on this video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to get into some of your chats now. Also, as well, obviously, as you guys can imagine, that with no game, there is going to be no review at 10 p.m. this evening. But my Q&A, my live Q&A is still going to go ahead tomorrow as planned. So stay tuned for that. I might do that at this time as well, 6 p.m. or around either 6 p.m. or 6:30. So stay tuned for that. And then obviously my preview for the Brighton game will be out on Friday, providing that goes ahead. So this is all subject to change, because obviously if there's no Brighton game, then there's going to be no preview. I'll do something else instead on my channel, so you guys get content. So yeah, let me get into some of your chats and see what you guys are thinking. Let me just scroll down here. Evening, Omar. Can I just say as well, Omar, you're like literally the first person to come in my chat every time. So thank you very much. Just give you a little shout out there, because you're the first person to ever jump in on these streams. So thank you very much, my friend. Yeah, Omar. I agree with you. You know, he said for those of you, he said it's probably a good thing that the game is getting called off, because we're going to get battered anyway. And listen, that's the way I'm looking at it as well. I said to my friend today, I said, at least now we're not playing them off the back of a defeat. So they've just lost to Man United. So they're going to play a couple of games before they play us. So actually, that might be a good thing because Man City have never lost 2 games in a row under Pep Guardiola in the Premier League. I think I'm right in saying that. If I am, anybody in the chat, please check that out. Have Man City ever lost 2 games in a row under Pep Guardiola? Because I don't think they have. And yeah, Omar, I agree with you. I second. I agree. You know, the fans have got to be compensated. The ones who have made the long journey and spent money on hotels and spent money on tickets. I mean, I actually had a ticket for this game. I had a phone call from Arsenal this morning, and they were sort of saying to me that, listen, you can either keep the ticket because the ticket will be valid for the rescheduled game, or you can get a refund. And I opted to keep the ticket simply because if the game gets rescheduled, I want to go to it, to be quite honest with you. So, yeah, I agree. The fans need reimbursing. Evening to you, Steve, from Canada. Hope you're good, mate. I'm very good. Just a bit baffled as to why this game's been called off, but I guess you know, obviously I know why it's been called off because of the coronavirus, but the timings don't make sense to me. Messi player. I'm good, mate. How are you? I'm very good. Hope you're well. You're about Zaid. I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing well, mate. Hope you're well. Irabaz again. Do I think football will be cancelled soon? Listen, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen. I think it's only a matter of time before they cancel the Premier League or suspend it or play it behind closed doors. One of those things is going to happen. The ideal situation is playing the games behind closed doors because something too much. There's going to be too much controversy if they stop the season altogether because there's still a lot of unanswered questions in terms of who's getting those top 4 places, who's getting relegated, who's getting promoted from the Championship. It's not just the Premier League, you know, it has a knock-on effect on all teams. So we'll just have to wait and see. We have to wait and see what's going on, and I guess we've just got to be patient on this one. Well, I've just seen your comment again, Arabaze. I'm not, to be honest, I'm not really bothered about European football because we're not in Europe. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, all European fixtures involving British teams are being played behind closed doors. So yeah, that's it's interesting. It's interesting. We just have to wait and see. I agree with you, Irabazo. Again, it would be boring, but hey, listen, everybody's safety's got to come first, isn't it? I mean, yeah. Do I think the media have blown it out of proportion? Maybe just a tad. I've seen today that the World Health Organization have it's now a global pandemic. But yeah, the other thing as well, and I'm not going to get too deeply into this because I'll probably get leveled at being a racist or something like that, and I'm really not. But questions have to be asked about certain countries and how they conduct themselves with the with the stuff they do, like consuming live animals, and that I just that's all I'm going to say on it because I don't want to go too deep into that simply because I don't want my channel barred or shut down. So I have a lot of reasons as to I have a lot of theories um, about this and about what's happening. But yeah, like I said, I don't really want to speak them because I don't want to because you know what it is. You say something and people take it completely the wrong way and they just brand you. Oh, you're a racist. You're this. You're that. No, it's not. It's just logic and fact. But I guess we just have to wait and see. I guess we just have to be patient. Um, but yeah, the media have blown it out of proportion. Um, um, yeah, that's what I thought, Steve. For any of you guys that didn't wasn't it, is not looking at the chats and stuff. That's how I saw it. The 14 days is from when we played Olympiacos. So by rights, tomorrow tomorrow will be the 14th day. Friday they should be they should be okay, providing there's no, providing they don't come out with it. But I was watching something as well from a university doctor from where I live, and he was saying that actually that although that it's advised 14 days, the virus, if you're going to get it, can come out in 2 to 5 days. I guess people are being overcautious and over cautious because it is a new virus. We don't have a vaccination for it yet. Although speaking about that, I have been reading somewhere as well that China has actually got a vaccination because their cases are dropping from where it's originated, and they've got a vaccination. So whatever they're doing to bring down their cases, hey, why don't you share it with the rest of the world? Because the rest of the world is in this mess because you guys wasn't completely honest with people. And anyway, less said about that the better. Like I said, I don't want to go down that road. I don't want to start talking down that road because my channel will end up getting shut down because somebody will come across it, take it all the wrong way, and so yeah, I'm gonna just leave that alone, I think. Steve, I agree with you. Um, the league is one positive test from coming to a crashing halt. I agree with you. I actually do think if a player gets the virus, that's it. Everything's going to come down. Well, they're saying that. What is it? The Nottingham Forest isn't the guy who owns Olympiacos the same guy that owns Nottingham Forest as well? I may be wrong on that, but aren't they sort of? Doesn't he own the two clubs? Yeah. Um, yeah, I agree with you. And Torreira, Steve, I agree with Torreira being out. Arteta needs to find a solution. Yeah, Arteta, he's saying, for those you guys saying, maybe Arteta can find a solution with Torreira being out because a midfield of Ceballos and Ozil will get destroyed. And I agree with that because Ozil's lazy. And listen, Ozil's not been non-existent for since the time he's been at Arsenal. So, and to be honest, Ceballos, he's not covered himself in glory. He's not covered himself in glory at all. Yeah, he's not covered himself in glory at all. He's not covered himself in glory at all since he's come back from his injury. So yeah, that is the news. The game's been called off because of the virus. For those of you that are joining or joined late, the Arsenal game has been called off because the Arsenal, some of the Arsenal squad have come into contact with the Olympiacos coach. The Olympiacos owner, who's tested positive for coronavirus. So, listen, I actually do think it's a bit of a blessing, because when we do eventually play Man City, we're not going to get destroyed. We're not going to get destroyed because we're not playing them when they've just come off the back of a defeat. Who knows? We might get them when they lose a game, because I think they've got Liverpool coming up soon as well, haven't they? So, mind you, they're not doing too good neither, are they? So that is it. I'm going to have one more quick look at your chats to see if you guys have put anything else in there, and then I am going to get myself out of here. So let's see if you guys have put anything else down in the chats. Yeah, I agree with you, Amar. Listen, as long as you follow the basics of washing your hands and sing happy birthday, listen, go to someone's house where it's their birthday and just wash your hands and sing happy birthday. That's what they're saying now, isn't it? But yeah, just chill out. Do you know what, Omar? I actually think if we play City when they've won a couple of games, I don't think they would batter us. I think playing them after a defeat, yeah, they're going to come out, and they're going to come out wanting blood. So I actually think playing them after a couple of times where they've won a couple of games, they'll get complacent. Like a lot of people have said as well, and I've been talking to a lot of people about this, that they're just throwing the league now. They can't win the league. It's not possible. But yet they've still got a chance in the Champions League. So they're going to be wanting to. Sorry about that. I got a notification come up on my computer. So they're going to be, they're going to be concentrating on the Champions League because they can still win it. Steve, that's an interesting Steve. So he said, when Tierney is back, what do I think about Saka playing as number 10? Well, it can't be worse than Mesut Ozil. I actually do think Saka, when Tierney's back, Saka's going to go to his preferred position out on the wing, and I think that'll be more beneficial to him. Hey, listen, he will have gained a lot being in left back. He would have gained an awful lot from playing in that position. So, yeah, I think he'll go back to his natural position. I don't think he'll go to a number 10. But who knows? Anything's possible. Amar, you obviously agree with me, saying that's a terrible idea because he's a winger. But listen, I guess we just have to wait and see. Anything's possible. Listen, it doesn't matter. Even if you've played well for a month, you're just going to get dropped. So we've seen that. We've seen that where players have played their best for a month, and they've won Player of the Month, and then they've been dropped. So I guess we just have to wait and see. Well, that's it, guys. That is it for today's stream. Thank you to everybody who's contributed in the chat. Thank you to everybody who's watched. I'll be back tomorrow with my Q&A. That will be dropping around, I'll be going live at about 6 p.m. So be sure to check that out. Please subscribe if you are new. Please stick a like on this video, share the content around, and be sure to stay tuned for my channel. Like I said, it might be a bit up in the air, depending on obviously what happens. Obviously if the Premier League gets cancelled, I'll have to come up with some new ideas for content. But once again, thanks to everybody who's been watching. Keep watching, keep supporting. Without you guys, there wouldn't be a channel. So thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and I will chat to you all tomorrow.